We've been using Magicbands at Walt Disney World for a long time now, and in my opinion, they have had a real impact on how we interact with the parks. From shopping, dining, entering your room, entering the park, using fast passes, or just taking pictures, it has made everything easier. On top of everything that the Magicband does for us, I am so happy that you don't have to charge it at the end of the night like a smartwatch. I have an Apple Watch Series 1. I only really wear it at work, but if I forget to charge it at the end of the night, it is totally useless the next day, so I'm really glad we don't have to charge these things. Disney has clearly seen the impact that the Magicband has had at Walt Disney World, and it leaves us with a very interesting question: why don't we have Magicbands on board the Disney Cruise Line? To answer this question, let's take a closer look at wearable technology in the cruise industry. One cruise line that really has my attention for wearable technology on board is the Princess Cruise Line. They have something special that's very similar to the puck on the Magicband 2. They call it the Ocean Medallion. It's very similar to the Magicband that you can find at Walt Disney World. It's waterproof, you can use it to open your stateroom door, you can use it to pay for things, and you scan it when taking photos. Besides those basic things that we see with the Magicband at Walt Disney World, and Disney could no doubt bring to the cruise line if they wanted to, the Ocean Medallion can do even more. I decided to take a closer look into it, and I found that on the Princess Cruise Line website, they actually have a video explaining all of the features. So we're going to go through small parts of the video. I'm going to show you a few features that I think Disney should definitely pay attention to for the future. First, we come to boarding the ship, and at the time of filming, Disney Cruise Line uses the cruise card. You touch it to a special reader, and then you step on board. But with the Ocean Medallion from Princess, it's a little different.
Waiting in line and checking in is replaced by a welcome greeting that takes only moments, and guests can go directly on the ship.
That looks so easy and convenient. You just walk past that crew member, or would be a cast member at Disney, and then they can see on their tablet that it's you. They can match your face to this medallion that's scanned by the sensors. You basically don't even stop walking. How convenient is that? Now, if you're like me, one of the very first thoughts you might have is, Michael, how do they give you the information that's on the card on the Magicband? For example, the restaurant you're supposed to be at, which night, and your table number, and the emergency code, the section where you're supposed to be. The answer: they can print that on the Magicband. At Walt Disney World right now, there are kiosks all over where you can customize your own Magicband, and it's printed while you wait. It would be no problem for Disney to put the restaurant you're supposed to go to that night, or the table number, or the emergency section, maybe right there in a large font saying you're supposed to go to section C or D or E. They can put it right there, maybe your name across there. It would be so convenient. Something else that I found extremely interesting about the Ocean Medallion is how you can find your friends and family on board. Right now, at the time of filming, you either make a plan so you know where everyone's supposed to be, or you send a message using the Disney Cruise Line app to find your friends and family. But Princess has a different method that they're introducing with the Ocean Medallion.
Locating travel party members.
I know that's a super fast clip, but you can basically find your family from one of these touchscreens on board, and I have no doubt Disney could bring that same technology to the smartphone. One thought that immediately came to my head as soon as I heard about this is, Michael, they're tracking our movements. Yes, that is true, and if you're concerned about that, I would imagine this is something that you could opt out of. On top of that, the Disney Cruise Line app does not allow you to chat with anyone on board. You have to link to them, so you actually have to speak to them and say, this is my code. They enter the code and your name, and then they can chat with you. So if you're worried that anyone on board could find your location at any time, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think Disney would provide the same kind of security to make sure that you can only track people who you're connected with, so someone you've allowed to track your location on board. I know there are a lot of different opinions about location tracking. Let me know yours in the comments below, but if you have a young child who likes to go to the pool deck and then Oceaneer Club and is bouncing all around the ship, and you want to know where they are, this could be essential. Something else that I found extremely interesting is the customizable companion that you design before your cruise.
Guests can engage deeper into the experience by designing a tag-along, a digital companion who starts at home and comes to life throughout the voyage.
Believe it or not, Disney already has something like this. For the Walt Disney World website, you choose a character to kind of head up your profile. I almost always choose Sorcerer or Mickey, but imagine you chose your favorite Disney character before you step on board, like Buzz Lightyear, and then every time you walk by one of these screens in the halls, Buzz comes by and he says, "Hey K family," kind of like walking by, and he has a little like script above him. It would be super immersive. Another extremely interesting feature tied in with the Ocean Medallion and the app on board the Princess Cruise Line, you have the ability to order anything you want around the ship using the Here and Now program. You order whatever you want, and then a crew member finds you. Wherever you are, they can find you and bring you what you ordered.
Using Here and Now, guests can stay relaxed anywhere on the ship and still request their favorite food from the Lido deck or a cocktail from any bar, direct from their compass. Before they know it, a friendly crew member finds them with the order in hand.
That's definitely very smart. You order whatever you want, wherever you want, and you can move while the order is still processing, and they can still find you because of the near-field communication that you can find in a medallion or a Magicband. In addition to all of that, not necessarily tied into the Magicband or medallion, Princess Cruise Line allows you to book excursions through your smartphone, which I think Disney should definitely implement in the future. Now, if it was just one other cruise line that was doing this, I can understand Disney saying, you know what, that's not for us, we're gonna stick with the cards. But that's not all. Royal Caribbean, Carnival, several other different cruise lines are starting to experiment and roll out with different NFC technology, whether it's a wristband or a necklace, something like that, where it's much easier and more convenient for guests. The reality is Disney is starting to fall behind at the time of filming in terms of wearable tech on board. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I leave that to you, but as someone who likes to disconnect from my phone, the idea of using a Magicband instead of a card on board just makes so much more sense to me. When I'm at Walt Disney World, I never have to think twice. Where's my pass? How do I get back into the room? Do I have my credit card with me? It's all right there. And I know the same can be said for the cruise card, but this is just easier to carry around and you're less likely to forget it, at least in my opinion. That brings us back to the original question. Why hasn't Disney brought the Magicbands on board the Disney Cruise Line? In my opinion, it's not a matter of why haven't they, it's a matter of when they're going to. I believe the implementation of Magicbands on board the Disney Cruise Line is imminent. I have a feeling we're going to see this technology on board with the release of the new ships coming out in 2021, 2022, and 2023. Just imagine it, all of those features that I mentioned on board the brand new ships. And if you're wondering about the older ships, once they go in for a refresh, which happens every few years, they will also get this technology. That is my guess. So what do you think about the idea of Magicbands on board the Disney Cruise Line? Are you like me and feel like it's basically overdue and we want to have those Magicbands to make everything more convenient? Or would you just prefer to have the card and you don't like something on your wrist as you walk around? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.